Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Concord, North Carolina. We've got race number 3 of our Wednesday night dash series, and it's going to be a doozy. The Charlotte Motor Speedway is where these 12 drivers are going to do battle. The mile-and-a-half shaped, D-shaped racetrack should put on a heck of a show. So we're 2 races into the season, and we've seen Richard Hurst go to victory lane in race number 1, followed by Zach Voles last week. And that's really going to mix up the points this season. Really look forward to see how this thing's going to shake out. But the guys have just finished up qualifying, and it is Caden McAravey Jr. sitting on the pole. Beside him is going to be the 22 truck of Richard Hurst. Starting third tonight's going to be Zach Voles in the 53 truck. Colton Gardner's going to start fourth. Starting fifth is familiar face Eric Blum. And sixth is going to be Brandon Birmingham, put on a heck of a show last week. Good to see Mark Vickers back. He's going to roll off seventh here tonight with Justin Neves, another long-term series competitor, starting eighth. Erik Richardson is going to start ninth. Chad Crow will roll off 10th. DJ Fluck is going to start 11th, and that means Bernard Pollard Jr. is going to round out the field in that Ally Silverado. Pace car rounding turn number 4 already. Interesting they elected to go with the day race here at Charlotte. Pace car pulls off, and I believe they're going to try this new restart zone that iRacing opted to go for.
Green, green, green.
And the green flag's out. Looks like Richard Hurst got a pretty good start there for the outside line, but it's going to be McAravey leading the field off through turn number 1 and 2. Oh, I hear crashing back there. Somebody hit the wall back here. Oh, and Richard Hurst goes around. Looked like he went around off the nose of maybe Zach Voles. We'll have to try and get an instant replay of that, but of course with these guys having the competition caution halfway through, shouldn't be an issue as he's able to keep it straight and get it going again. Do you see the 40 truck of Colton Gardner, is in the pit, so it must have been him that caught the wall on lap number 1, turn 1. Because right now, McAravey Jr. has opened up a 1.5-second lead over Zach Voles. Brandon Birmingham in third. And we got a big group of trucks right here. Currently looking at Eric Blum in that 67, trying to reel back in Justin Neves. I'm sorry, Chad Crow. That's Chad Crow in the 92. Neves just behind him there in the 82 truck. Already on lap number 4, and all these trucks under a blanket. The decision to swap from the next-gen cars over to these trucks paying dividends for the Wednesday Night Dash Series. We see Chad Crow disappear for a second, and Blum goes around him. Move Eric Blum into the top 5. This is definitely still the best battle on the racetrack. You're looking at Chad Crow and Justin Neves and Bernard Pollard. Advantage up front, still about 1.2 seconds between McAravey and Zach Voles. As we see Colton Gardner coming out of the pits. Tough break for the 40 bunch because they had a good qualifying effort. So we see Mark Vickers pull into the back end there of Brandon Birmingham. Mark took the week off last week at COTA. And here he is going to the inside. Still side by side. Great battle from these truckers. And give the spot to Vickers. Birmingham's going to drive it in deep. Thought they were going to make contact, but fortunately they did not. Looking at the 41 there, Brandon Birmingham's, you see Eric Blum blink in and out a little bit. Blum trying to go underneath Birmingham. They're side by side. Move Eric Blum into fourth. Field's starting to get a little bit more spaced out, so we can go and let's jump on board Zach Voles so you can see the leader out front. See how he's running this course right now. So you see the leader, McAravey, is about a second and a half ahead. And here Vols playing with the throttle a little bit there through 3 and 4. Get right up against the wall. Come down and kind of take the shortcut through the quad oval here. Back into 1 and 2. Looks like a lot of these guys have been moving up the racetrack just to carry that momentum around the corner. Back through 3 and 4 again. And that's a lap around Charlotte Motor Speedway. Meanwhile, we've got Bernard Pollard looking to the inside there of Chad Crow. Justin Neves trying to follow him through. Crow going right up against the fence, but still able to keep the 92 truck out of the wall. Looked like Bernard Pollard had to get out of the gas a little bit. That's going to allow Justin Neves to get to the outside of him. Meanwhile, this entire group reeling in Brandon Birmingham. Not sure if he burned up his tires a little bit. Oh, and Birmingham's in the wall. So now Bernard Pollard has gotten through. Birmingham at one point was up there inside the top 3. And he's hanging on for dear life right now. We saw him use up tires pretty heavily at COTA. But he was pretty competitive there. Oh, and we see the 41 catch the wall again there. Meanwhile, we've got a battle heating up for second. Mark Vickers trying to reel in Zach Voles. They're side by side. Oh, and Zach Voles is in the wall. Move Mark Vickers into second. Looks like the lap truck of Colton Gardner has been able to use his fresh tires and get around both Bernard Pollard and Chad Crow. Meanwhile, another battle to keep an eye on right now is DJ Fluck. He's trying to reel in Brandon Birmingham. McAravy's put another second on the second place guys. The 3 truck done a great job of conserving tires through this first run. Not sure what happened to Erik Richardson, but definitely not the night he was looking for. Again, still very early in this one, and we've still got the competition caution for him to have the ability to get caught back up, make some adjustments in his driving style, and we'll see what he's got for the second half of the race. But you typically see the 13 running a little bit better than this. Not sure if he cut the wall or what. Ever since the drop of the green flag, it's been all Caden McAravy. We saw him be fast week 1. It'll be interesting to see if the 22 Richard Hurst, how he's able to get back through the field. We saw him get turned early. Going on lap number 20 right now. This DJ's now gone around Brandon Birmingham. I saw that flash through on the ticker. Birmingham really struggling right now with the handling on that truck. You can see him all the way up there against the fence. Well, let's take a look at the point standings. Right now, this is after 2 events. Richard Hurst, of course, won the first event. He sits atop the point standings at 45. Zach Voles, with that victory last week, moves all the way up to just 3 points behind Richard. And then we got a logjam of drivers behind that with Caden McAravy Jr., Justin Eves, Bernard Pollard, DJ Fluck, Erik Richardson, Chad Crow, Colton Gardner, Brandon Birmingham, Mark Vickers, Eric Blum, and Kyle Fluck. I'm sure things will change even more after this one. Got to give a call to Eric Blum. Nice run for the 67. Sitting in 3rd spot right now. There goes Colton Gardner. And he's got a fast truck. I hate he had an early incident. Meanwhile, the 13 of Erik Richardson, he's going by Brandon Birmingham. At this point, Brandon Birmingham is just hoping and praying for that competition caution to get down pit road and put some fresh Goodyears on his truck. Still all McAravy out front. Best battle on the track right now is Bernard Pollard just got around Chad Crow. I did want to go back and check and see if we could get the replay of what happened to Richard Hurst there. I know there was some contact with the 53, I believe. Let's see if we can find that. All right. So the 40's already in the pits at that point. So let's see what happened. This right here is the 40's incident. I knew I heard some crashing. This was turn number 1 of the race. Looks like he just lost it. And that was bizarre. I'm not sure if he had a screen go out or what. And here's where Richard Hurst was battling. You see him get a little bit loose right there. Oh, he was already out of shape when he got tagged by Zach Bowles. So sometimes just you get those fresh tires, and here we are live now. You get those fresh tires. Sometimes they get the truck really loose on you, and it just wants to step out. I think that's what happened to the 22 there of Richard Hurst, but I got to believe whatever happened to Colton Gardner there was more of some sort of technical problem. It looked like he just looped it to the left because maybe he had a black screen or something. Closest battle on the track is still this one right here between Bernard Pollard and Chad Crow. Those guys have been pretty much neck and neck for the majority of this first run here. Still McAravey leading. He's led every lap so far. Mark Vickers in his familiar spot, second spot for the 84. And now you're looking at Eric Blum. Camera's bouncing around right now. Chad Crow got a little bit of a run there on Pollard. He's going to take him here on the high side. Now looking at the rear bumper, Bernard Pollard. Crow's able to use the top of the racetrack there as we see the competition caution come out. It looks like Brandon Birmingham actually did go a lap down there, but he should receive the free pass. So this is the hard reset time. You've got to take a look at those tire temps, see how well you did managing them, see how maybe you might be able to adjust your driving style to perhaps conserve even a little bit more for the second half. Because these guys, especially in the latter half of the top 5, have got to do something a little bit different to try and reel in Caden McAravey. He's had it dialed in tonight. And you got to, of course, make sure you don't speed or nothing crazy down pit road where you can throw your race away. I imagine everybody will be taking 4 tires here with that long of a run without, I mean, there is no reason to take 2. And we'll watch the battle off pit road, see if anybody gains or loses any positions here. Caden McAravey, Mark Vickers, Justin Neves, Eric Blum, and Zach Voles, the top 5. As we see McAravey come out first, Vickers is going to be second, Justin Neves third, Zach Voles fourth, Eric Blum fifth, Richard Hurst sixth, Chad Crow, Bernard Pollard, and a drag race won by Erik Richardson over his buddy DJ Fluck. So does anybody have anything for Caden McAravey? Did want to pull up the facts here about Charlotte Motor Speedway. Located just north of the city of Charlotte. I don't know why that's doing that there. Opened in 1960. It is a 1.5-mile track. The banking's at 24 degrees. And this is the track I call my home track. Was fortunate enough to be at the Coke 600 this year as the NASCAR Cup Series put on a whale of a show. That race had just about everything. And that's the voice of DJ Fluck, of course, league admin and owner, talking through some of the new rules that iRacing has implemented with the restart zones here prior to this update. As soon as the pace car pulled off, you really could just take off as the leader, and it's not very realistic. So trying to implement those Geico restart zones. And McAravey got a little bit of internet connection right now. So it looks like the only position that swapped on pit road was Zach Voles was able to snag a spot from Eric Blum. Other than that, top 5 stays the same. I think Richard Hurst maybe moved up a couple of positions. It'll be fun to try and watch the 22 work his way back up there, and we'll see if he's got anything for these guys. Drivers getting ready to double them up. And I know with this new update, it puts the second place driver at even more of a deficit than what they even had previously, because I think the software itself is looking for the second place driver to hit the accelerator pedal before the leader. Whereas before you could kind of fix yourself by dragging the brake and letting the leader cross the line first. I think this one's going to black flag you no matter what, so you got to be even more careful than even previously as a second place guy. And it is not easy to run second. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. You're looking at Mark Vickers right now. You see him kind of laying off of McAravey, but he's got a lot more room that he could get up there and use. You see right there, I mean, he could be pulled up side by side with him. Look at all that space he's given McAravey.
Green, green, green.
And they're going green. McAravey gets a great launch. It's side by side for second. And we got guys already swinging it out too wide here in the field. Bernard Pollard looking to make a move. We got Eric Blum side by side with Chad Crow. And up ahead, Zach Voles going side by side. Meanwhile, Richard Hurst trying to work his way back up towards the front spot. Oh, Chad Crow pounded the wall out of 4 there. He's able to gather it back up. Looks like Pollard's going to be able to get by there on the outside line. Mark Vickers side by side right now with Richard Hurst. Hurst trying to make quick use of this restart to get back up there. Move Richard Hurst back into third spot. Meanwhile, Caden McAravey has led every lap thus far. Still leading. Got about a half-second advantage over Zach Voles. DJ Fluck trying to find a way around Chad Crow. And there goes the 88 truck. You gotta have to think the 92 is going to have a little bit of damage from that wall slam that's going to be affecting that truck aerodynamically for the worst. Meanwhile, up front, Zach Voles has been able to reel in Caden McAravey. We've got ourselves a battle for the lead heating up. And don't look too far behind because Richard Hurst is right there as well. Voles really able to drive that 53 truck deep into those corners. You're riding on board with Zach Voles. Just a slight crack of the throttle. He's going to gain a little bit more ground on McAravey. Both these guys giving each other plenty of room as they're side by side off of 4. Richard Hurst right there as well. Looking out the front windshield of Richard Hurst, he's got the best seat in the house for this battle for the lead. And if you're Hurst right now, you want to just kind of make sure these guys don't get too far away from him. Let them use up their tires. And just wait for one of these guys to maybe make a mistake. See Zach Voles to the bottom there of McAravey. Side by side at the line, it's still McAravey leading. Voles is going to have a shot at the lead this time through 1 and 2. Gives Caden McAravey plenty of room. They're still side by side. Great racing up front. And Voles really drives it in deep that time, but he's able to control the Shelby Silverado. Still McAravey out front. And now Richard Hurst almost giving a push to Zach Voles into 1 and 2 there. So for the second week in a row, we've seen a tremendous battle for the lead. Last week, it was really more so during the beginning stages of the race. But in this one right now, we've got 29 laps to go, and McAravey's looking in his rearview mirror, loving this side-by-side battle. And right now, you're looking out the back of our leader, McAravey. Oh, Richard, not quite clear. Oh, man. Richard Hurst was not clear. Came right in front of Zach Voles there. And you can hear Zach Voles on the radio there, not happy. Man, that was a heck of a battle while it was lasting, and actually Mark Vickers has gone by both of them. I'm going to see if I can get you a replay here. Let's go right on board here with Zach Voles and see what he saw. You can see, that was a little bit different there. Let's try one more view. I always like to look at the far chase view. You can really kind of tell a lot from that. So Hurst had him cleared right there, but Vols, he kind of pulled down. He almost had him cleared through the corner, but then he pulled back down to give him room, and then just kind of, I think, one of them netcode situations where it just, hate it, because that battle we had going was tremendous. So now Mark Vickers finds himself in a familiar position here, riding second, trying to figure out a way to reel in that first career win. But speaking of first-time winners, McAravey, I think he's led every lap. Man, Zach Vols got close. We're at 23 laps to go. Oh no, something happened to Brandon Birmingham. He's off the pace. Yeah, looks like he just looped it. Oh, he caught the wall. He almost had it saved, but then, you hate to see it. Meanwhile, a battle going on right now. Erik Richardson, Eric Blum. Richardson had a nice rebound. Remember, he was running about 11th spot prior to the competition yellow. Now he's up there in the top 5. Did want to mention, it looks like both Richard Hurst and Zach Vols. Oh, we see Richardson's in the wall. Both Richard Hurst and Zach Vols both brought their trucks down pit road. They are fallen a lap behind. And that's really going to hurt them in the points. It's going to totally shake up the points. Just behind Erik Richardson, you see the 31 truck. Even though he's labeled number 10 there, Bernard Pollard going underneath Colton Gardner, who is multiple laps down. It's a good looking truck there Colton Gardner's got. Looks like North Carolina diecast collector. Nothing changed up front. Still about 1 3/4 second lead from McAravey to Vickers. Richardson trying to reel back in Eric Blum. The two Erics doing battle once again. So go on board with Erik Richardson. Looks like he's trying to back up his corners a little bit early there, try and get the run off. You see how much more speed he's carrying right now than Eric Blum. And Richardson drives it in deep. He's going to try and carry the high line. And now they're side by side. Nicely done by Erik Richardson. I think if he just maintains the top here, he should have the position. But Eric Blum, oh no, Richardson cut the wall. A couple more in the fence behind. Looked like Zach Bowles maybe caught the back end of Bernard Pollard as Pollard checked up for Richardson being in the wall. And that led to the 40 of Colton Gardner and Zach Bowles hitting the wall once again. Got a battle for second right now. Mark Vickers, Justin Neves. Neves is one of the fastest trucks on the racetrack right now. In fact, last time by, Neves was the fastest truck by 0.3 of a second. So Justin Neves, if he can get around Vickers here pretty quickly, maybe he'll have something to say before the end of this one. Still a good battle going on here for second. Mark Vickers trying to hold off Justin Neves. And Caden McAravey loves seeing this in his relative. Last time by, McAravey was the fastest truck on the racetrack at a 32.707. Neves got a good run there through 3 and 4. Got another good battle right now for 5th spot between Bernard Pollard and Erik Richardson. It looks like Pollard was able to get around Erik Richardson. Richardson utilizing that high lane once again. Seems to be like it's maybe the faster way around right now. You're just really taking a chance on catching that wall, especially with that safer barrier. It'll just suck you right in there. These guys still side by side as they go into turn 1 and 2. 9 laps to go. Meanwhile, that battle for second still going on. Neves dives it in deep through 3 and 4. And just a little bit further behind, Pollard trying to get the advantage as Richardson accelerates out of 4. Oh, we see Richardson catch the fence again there. And we heard DJ Fluck come across the radio. Maybe one of the lap trucks got into him. Fluck doing what he needs to do. He's riding around in about 7th spot right now. Just kind of maintaining as we see side by side for second. Here comes Neves. Let's move Justin Neves into the number 2 spot. Can Mark Vickers fight back? And does Neves have enough time to catch McAravey? I don't think he can without a mistake by the 3 truck. I know we haven't showed him much because a lot of the action's been behind him, but he has driven about as perfect of a race as you can. And once Justin Neves got around Mark Vickers, he's been able to extend already half a second. That time by, Neves was faster than McAravey. Not enough to catch him if they maintain the same speed, though. Erik Richardson and Zach Voles still going at it. I'm sorry, Erik Richardson and Bernard Pollard still going at it as they catch the lap truck of Zach Voles. Man, Voles for being a lap down really isn't giving these current lead lap trucks much space. I think Voles probably has fresher tires. But these guys right here between the 13 and the 10, they're racing for 5th. Meanwhile, something must have happened to McAravey. He lost about 0.8 of a second. So Justin Neves has been able to catch him to about... He's only 2 seconds behind now. I don't know how much... Yeah, he can just barely see McAravey up there. And that time by, Neves was about 0.3 of a second quicker. He's still going to need another mistake by the 3 truck of McAravey. Yeah, I don't know, maybe that'll show the distance between them. And McAravey blinking out a little bit there. Some interesting commentary there from the 53 and such. As McAravey comes to take the white flag, he's still blinking in and out. He's going to have to maintain that internet connection. That's probably about the best hope right now for Justin Neves. That time by, they were about even on lap time. Coming through 3 and 4. Caden McAravey, I believe, is going to lead this thing start to finish. And Caden McAravey Jr. is going to pick up his first career Wednesday night Dash Series victory. Justin Neves is going to wind up second. Mark Vickers third. Nice run for Eric Blum fourth. Bernard Pollard worked his way to fifth. Erik Richardson ends up sixth. DJ Fluck seventh. Chad Crow eighth. Zach Voles, despite being fast early, is ninth. Richard Hurst, also fast, finishes 10th. Colton Gardner and Brandon Birmingham round out the field as we hear somebody's language on there. We apologize. I don't know if somebody took somebody out after the flag there or what, but be interesting week for the stewards. It's always fun to be an admin in that position as we see Caden McAravey take his Iowa Hawkeyes Chevy Silverado and give the virtual fans a show at home. And we'll see if Caden gets the word to jump in here for a quick interview. It was a good little show while it lasted there. I mean, with about 20 to go. We had 3 cars under a blanket. And it looked like Richard Hurst was clear of Zach Voles and then kind of thought it twice and tried to give him a little bit of room, and Voles shot it in that hole, and then the hole closed up. We'll see if Caden jumps into the chat. We'll give him maybe another minute here. So it's definitely going to mix up the points. I mean, if you look at it right here, I mean, Richard didn't finish good, Zach didn't finish good, Caden won the race, and Justin Neves was second. So now all of a sudden you're going to have 4 guys up there battling for the championship. DJ and Bernard, I think they finished 5th and 7th, and Erik 6th, so they'll be right there too. And of course, a good night for Mark Vickers as well. So the points are going to be about as interesting as we've ever seen from Wednesday Night Dash when we show this graphic next week. All right, I don't think we're going to get a word in with our winner, Caden McAravey. I'm not sure if he got the... But maybe we'll be able to get him pre-race next week or something. We'll roll the end credits. We appreciate you joining us on Wednesday Night Dash here this week. Once again, here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, your winner is the number 3 truck of Caden McAravey Jr. For Kendall, Kerr, and everyone here with the Wednesday Night Dash series, we'll see you next week.